Welcome to the Ocean Race Around Australia. This momentous new national sporting event is the product of 5 years of planning. It involves coastal port cities, government organisations, yacht clubs, sailing event experts and sponsor bodies across our continent. The Ocean Race Around Australia is as bold in concept as it is colossal in scale, being effectively 12 Sydney to Hobart races end on end, covering 7,200 nautical miles across 3 great oceans and 4 seas, while it circumnavigates Australia. This makes it the world's greatest coastal ocean race and a significant new addition to the global yachting calendar. As a race for safety Category 1 offshore racing boats, both monohull and multi-hull, Australian entrants may start and finish the ocean race from one of 4 ports: Fremantle, Port Lincoln, Melbourne and Sydney. International entrants must adopt either Fremantle or Sydney as their start and finish home port. In addition, there are 4 stopover ports: Esperance, Whitsunday Islands, Darwin and Dampier, with crew changes permissible at all these ports. The inaugural ocean race will begin in early August with the West Australian fleet racing from Fremantle to Esperance. After a stopover in Esperance, the boats then race from Esperance to Port Lincoln. Here boats from South Australia will be waiting to join the fleet. The next race is from Port Lincoln to Melbourne, keeping King Island off the coast of Tasmania to port, where boats from Melbourne and Tasmania will join. The expanded fleet now races from Melbourne to Sydney. Joining in Sydney will be the international entrants and boats from the east coast of Australia. And at this point, the ocean race fleet will then be at its maximum. From Sydney, the fleet races to the Whitsunday Islands. And from the Whitsundays, the fleet will race to Darwin, then from Darwin to Dampier. After an outback stopover in Dampier, the fleet will race from Dampier to Fremantle. As Fremantle was the start port for the West Australian fleet and some international entrants, these boats are now home and have completed their race around Australia. Their individual elapsed times, handicap times and points scored will be recorded and published. The challenge is now set for the remaining fleet to beat the Fremantle boats as they race to their home ports of Port Lincoln, Melbourne and Sydney. It may not be until the Sydney boats arrive home around 4 weeks later that the winner of the ocean race around Australia is decided. A cornerstone feature of the ocean race is an innovative, wide-scoping digital strategy designed to optimise global media exposure. A significant budget is planned for a multimedia production and distribution resource, framed to meet the burgeoning viewer appetite for adventure-based sports. The concept has now been created, the homework is done, the case evaluated, and now we need your commitment. We are waiting to welcome you aboard.